I'm Vanessa from Premier Tax Solutions, and we have about 250 clients that are in the construction industry. How to make your construction business more profitable. I'm going to go through 5 tips that I think could help with this. Tip 1. How do you come up with your prices? Do you quote for absolutely everything, all the materials and things that you're going to need? Or do you just do like a ballpark figure? Also, you don't need to be the cheapest. That's something that we see time and time again, and people don't make enough profit. So for example, when I had my kitchen tiles done, I didn't mind paying £150 for probably an hour's work, and that's because I value what that tradesman does and I wanted it to be the best and crisp. So you're going to come across people like that. If they don't want to pay your prices, then they're probably not the right person for you. Tip 2. Do you do deposits, stage payments, and what about your terms and conditions? So taking deposits, what about if a job cancels? If you've taken a deposit and you can't fill that time, then at least you've got something to claw back. Taking deposits and doing stage payments can be really important. So I'll give you an example. We had a client where they did stage payments, they did labour only, and when the site that they were working on went under, they didn't lose as much money as other people because they made sure that the deposit was there, they'd done the stage payments, they chased things up, and they'd taken the workers off the site when things started to go quiet. In the construction industry, watertight T's and C's are really important because that's what you've got to fall back on. One thing to think about is if you quote for a job now, and let's say it's an extension and it's not going to happen for another 6 months, is the price of materials going to go up substantially in that time? What have you got in your terms and conditions where you could potentially requote? Otherwise, you might not be making any money on the job, so what's the point? So tip 3 is business expenses. Are you buying materials from the best places, getting the best prices? Are you recouping that back? Also, do you know what you're spending per job? Do you track your materials that you're spending on each job so you know what the job's costing and therefore what profit you're making? And also, it's really important to track everything overall. So how much the costs are for different areas of the business. So are you spending too much on the vans, mobile phone, things like that? Review everything. So tip 4 is upselling products and selling additional products. If you're making a margin on your materials, if you're getting a client to buy something more expensive, so I'll use an example of the glass that I changed in my house. There's normal glass or there's the gas-filled glass, and I chose to have the gas-filled glass because I thought it would save me money on my heating bills. But for yourselves, if you're selling something with a higher value, the margin that you're actually making is more on that, so that's something to think about. So tip 5, scope creep. So let's say you're partway through a job and your customer changes their mind about what they want. They want to change something into a different position, maybe a different coloured worktop after you've cut another one, so therefore there's going to be extra costs. This is where your T's and C's are really important. So what happens if they change their mind and you just say, yeah, that's fine, there'll be a bit of an extra cost. You don't think it's much, but then when the job's done, say £600 extras added on, is that going to be a problem? Does things get a little bit awkward? Do they say, well, I don't want to pay you that much? It's really important to agree things up front. If they want to make a change, refer back to your terms and conditions and make sure you let them know how much extra it's going to be. So I hope you found these tips really useful. It's really important to just take a step back, have a look at the profits and different things, different tweaks that you can make. It's worthwhile spending some time working on your business rather than just in it. By doing these little tweaks, you can add a lot more money onto your bottom line. Thanks for watching. If you do want to get in touch or there's any questions you've got or some thoughts are coming to your mind, then on the next slide of the video our contact details will be there.